You're listening to Gin and Chat with Lo and Nat. So pour yourself a chilled martini and sit down for a chat. Episode 14. Welcome, chatties.
To Gin and Chat.
With Lo and Nat. Welcome back. Today, we have something a little special.
We do. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, they drink a lot. What is that, champagne? It's not. It's non-alcoholic, sparkling beverage. So it is like supposed to be a dupe for champagne.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Non-alcoholics are just a dupe.
It's a dupe. It's a dupe for alcohol.
It's a dupe for alcohol. Alcohol dupe.
It's perfect.
That's amazing.
This is from a brand called Good Twin. They sent it to us.
Thank you so much.
They actually also sent another one. It was a rosé dupe.
Ooh.
And
rosé dupe.
I had it without you. Sorry. Well, it came to my house in Arizona, and I was like, sounds kind of good right now.
Yeah.
So I had it without you.
Was
really
it good?
It was good. I enjoyed it.
That?
But I'm like, the non-alcoholic wine, it definitely makes me think, am I just drinking grape juice? But I like it. I like the concept, because sometimes you don't want... I think for me, drinking wine it's about the vibe. It's about the feeling. Like, I love just like pouring myself a nice glass, getting sexy, feeling moody.
Well, I was going to say, never mind. You took it another direction.
She said, we're going to drink wine tonight.
I was going to say, tonight we're going to have a glass of red wine and watch Love Island.
Yeah.
However, then you
No, but
pivoted.
that's a great vibe too.
Right. No,
but I just think
it's a vibe curator.
The idea of, pouring the glass and enjoying a glass of wine to yourself or with company is great.
Wait, we should pour this, and then I have a really good story about that. Let's go. So today, Good Twin, non-alcoholic wine.
Yeah, get yourself some. I also love the logo. It's like a little face. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can zoom in.
Well,
zoom.
In post.
In post. I'm going to try to open this.
I'm literally just had a vision of you hitting me in the eye for some reason.
I did too.
Really?
So pray for me, and Lauren's going to tell a story while I discreetly but awkwardly open this.
Okay, one of the best nights I've ever had out in LA, okay? It was at John and Vinny's. We got in the private back room because we were with a said NBA player. I won't say who it was. But the wine was flowing. Like, we had bottles coming after bottles, and we were just having, like, when you're just at a dinner and just the best conversations?
Yeah, I almost got it.
Yeah, I know. You almost got it. You almost got it.
Opa! Well, it's not alcoholic, but it sure had the same effect.
Alcoholic dupe. No alcohol. Oh my God.
Not quite, Lauren. Not quite.
I meant alcohol,
yep,
you guys.
She did.
I'm sorry. Don't cancel me, please.
Alcohol.
Blame it on the...
Well, this is the third episode we filmed in a row, so I just outed us, but we are a little tipsy.
Yeah.
Sorry! I'm
sorry.
sorry.
What? You actually wore a really good outfit for the Cubs if you're viewing this on YouTube or watching it on Spotify.
I freaking match.
She matches. I match with the red print, but music.
Hey. Music.
So,
you know what we love? Music.
You know what I love?
Music. Anyway, keep going with your story.
Anyway, the wine was flowing. We were at John and Vinny's. I didn't even know there was a back private room. It was so fun though. And it was good vibes because the wine was flowing. And then I decided to stand up and make a speech.
As you do.
As I do. Because what? Because I love
I
attention.
wonder if you can hear this. That's some good ASMR right there. I think there's technically no liquids allowed in the studio, and we just totally broke that rule with the whole brand of our podcast.
Thanks for letting us record here.
We're the worst. Love ya.
All right, so I'm going to say my toast as if I was there that night.
Okay, hit me.
Mind you, we are all so wine drunk, but just having the best time laughing, giggling. It was great.
Love.
Stand up. I go. In front of literal NBA players. I'm just going to put that out there, all right? Lauren.
Great audience.
And they loved it. It was honestly really funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys, raise your glasses. We are some good people. We have great smiles. We have great laughs.
Yes.
And great friendships. Ooh. And to that I say, amen. Cheers.
Cheers. I was like, where is this going? I haven't heard this story yet. I love these cups, Lauren. Can you tell us about them?
That.
Oh,
Try it. Wait, sorry that you gifted it to us, but I'm just going to be honest. I don't like it at all.
What do we do?
It's so bad.
What do we do? Now,
should I go grab a spritz and come back?
I think we have to fake it.
No, Natalie, we can't. No, it's funny that we don't like it.
Okay.
We don't.
All right. Well, you know what? Full transparency.
I'm not gonna fake that I don't like it. I'm sorry. Maybe the rosé one was better.
It was.
This isn't my favorite.
I have to be honest with you. The rosé was better. I think champagne is it's hard to fake.
It's leaving a horrible aftertaste in my mouth.
All right. Well, you know what? They gifted it to us, and I think honesty is the best policy, and we're real. Chugging water. I think we're being real influencers here. So honestly, full transparency, I don't love it. I don't love it.
Not my fave.
Not my fave. The rosé one was a lot better. So
should I go
sorry,
and come
good
back
twin?
and you can just tell a little story or something? I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. On air.
You think you want to drink this?
Not really.
Right. Okay.
Are we really going to keep that whole part in the pod?
Yeah.
Okay, we're so transparent.
Right?
Yeah, I love it. All right, so you guys, let me tell you a story. I love these cups, by the way. Lauren didn't explain. I feel really weird. I'm doing a solo episode. Oh, I hate that. Hate being on my own. I feel so lonely up here. It's like I tried to get Lauren to do a solo podcast, and she wouldn't do it. And here I am, stuck. All by myself. All by myself. She's back, thank God. That was so uncomfortable. Hated that. Oh, not the close-up. And we thought the last episode was the most unhinged we would get. We were wrong. We're just going to have to, yeah. Really cute glasses, though. Can you tell the story about the glasses?
Oh, absolutely.
You left, and I just felt so, I didn't even know where to go.
Really?
My mind went blank. It's like you have to be here to get my creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
Now we know.
We need each other.
We do.
All right.
Yin
well,
and
I
yang.
knew when I came back in and you were just singing, "All by
It was not good. I had nothing good to offer.
Don't want to be." All right. So the story behind these glasses, they're really cute.
So
they're,
cute.
So Drum Shambo, Gunpowder Irish Gin.
Rochambeau.
I was coming back from Germany and I went to the duty-free store.
As you do.
And they had this gorgeous
Tax-free.
So the whole bottle was like this big and it was decorated like this. Okay, so it's
gorgeous.
A really pretty bottle. I start talking to the girl there. I was looking at the gin selection and she came up to me, the salesperson, and said, "Do you like gin?" And I said, "Funny enough, it's my whole personality." So yes, I do.
Funny enough, I love it.
So I did a little taste test with the gin. It was so good. And she was saying that these glasses come, if you buy a bottle of gin, they give the glass to you for free.
So fun.
So I said, actually, I have a podcast called Gin&Chat. It's, I have a co-host.
Yeah.
And she said,
we love to gin.
We love to gin and chat. And she said, "Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I'll give you another glass for free if you buy the bottle."
We love a free gift with purchase.
So I was like, great. And she gave me 3 pieces of candy because she said 3 lucky number. So I said, I really liked her.
I like her.
So then I bought the bottle of gin. Again, massive. I also got my dad like another bottle, whatever. So
yeah. How many milliliters was it, Lauren?
I don't know measurements. Okay, you guys. I don't even really know.
Sorry,
what
I had to.
It was big, so probably a lot.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, probably a lot.
Okay.
So then I they gave me just a plastic bag to carry 2 bottles of alcohol in. And I said, this is going to fall and break. So I'm going to be smart and put it in my carry-on. I had like a little tote bag. It was kind of a big one. And I wrapped it all up nice and careful, put the glasses and the bottles in my tote. And that was that. 11-hour flight. Nothing happened. Wow. I get off the plane, go to the bathroom. I'm walking through customs, literally entering the line to get through customs back at LA.
Home stretch, baby.
Home stretch after this 11-hour flight.
Lengthy.
And then someone says, "Excuse me, ma'am, your bag is leaking. Something's dripping from your bag." And I was like,
Ooh.
No. So I run out of the customs line. Excuse me. Coming, backtracking, moving through everyone.
I see it. I picture it.
I look down at my bag. Half of my bag is drenched. And my leg that I was holding it on, completely drenched. I don't even know how I didn't feel this. I must have been so tired. I didn't sleep on the flight. I was just exhausted.
Disassociated.
Exactly. And I look in my bag, and the ginormous bottle of gin has fully broken, fully spilled all over my stuff, my makeup bag, my book. Everything in that bag was soaked with gin.
Also, alcohol is probably one of the worst things to spill. Like,
oh my God,
because it reeks and it just like is gonna sit there. And
I was freaking. I was freaking out. At first, I started laughing because that was all I knew what to do at that point.
Like, this is the last straw.
And then I thought, no, this has actually got to clean. And then, oh no, when people wouldn't help me, that's when I started crying.
Yeah, and then
that's
you called
when
me.
I FaceTimed you.
The best part was I'm watching this whole thing go down. So I'm on FaceTime as Lauren is approaching multiple security guards, janitors, anybody she can find. And she's like, guys, can somebody help me? I'm just trying to find a bag so I can throw mine out and put my stuff in it. She was just trying to problem solve. And no one was helping her. And I was like, I hate LAX. I knew I hated it, but I hate it even more for you in that moment.
Thank you. Justice for me.
Justice for you.
Justice for me.
And
I asked someone, I said, well, okay, I told them the situation, and they said, oh, you can wait around for a janitor to come by. He'll probably help you.
How long will that take,
I'm just supposed to wait here for that?
Crazy.
Can you give me any type of solution? Any type of solution?
No.
And
apparently they can't.
They didn't. And then I couldn't even throw my bag out because there wasn't a trash can big enough for my bag to be thrown out.
I was watching that whole thing.
Yeah, and then
so good.
So I wasn't even registering anything. I forgot Natalie was on the phone.
Yep.
So when the situation was finally kind of done, meaning my bag was kind of dry, and I threw out the chunks of glass that were in my bag.
She had another bag. She was ready with her plastic bag.
Exactly. I put the things that were already kind of soaked in the plastic bag again so it wouldn't drip into my other bag. Whole situation.
Yeah.
I look down at my phone, and I see Natalie's face.
She goes, "You're still here?"
I was like, I didn't realize we were still FaceTiming.
Yeah, of course. I'm watching my TV show.
Yeah. So that's
entertaining.
The story behind these glasses. Now they're really cute. At least we have them.
They're so cute.
And there's a good story behind them.
Yeah, they're so cute, and we're just going to drink the spritz instead.
Sorry.
But
We're honest.
We're so honest.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
And you know what? I think people will appreciate that about us.
I think so too. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to honesty. And it goes with my outfit again.
Hell yeah.
Couldn't have worn anything better.
And I couldn't have worn anything worse.
But we love music.
We love music.
Anyway, so today we would like to kindly ask all the men to leave.
Get the just kidding.
Get the fuck out. We're going to Hyde. Close enough.
Let's go. I got roofied at Hyde once.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well,
So
that's another story for another time.
totally.
Yeah. But we want to talk about womanly things because we feel
women.
like we've got some pretty good ideas on this topic. Lots to say.
Yes.
And so, if you're a man and you want to listen, I mean, more power to you, but we just are giving you a warning.
To be fair, also, we will talk about female, male energies
Totally.
within dating life, so it might work.
You could still gather something from us.
Totally.
But if you want to log off, fair enough. It's you have the option.
Yes. Yeah.
Sayonara.
We're just both feeling.
We're going through it.
Well, we're at that time. Sorry if you're listening and you don't want to hear this, but we are at that time of the month, around that time of the month, and we're just both feeling it's in our luteal phase.
I've got some acne going on.
Yeah, I've got some bloat, some stomach issues. I just like
so.
Sorry, like my
ate the microphone.
My bottom lip.
She ate it.
Just grazed.
Didn't like that texture,
I
did ya?
not like that.
Anyway, so my personal journey, I'll start because I feel like yours is a little more loaded. So we'll let you go.
Fair enough.
So my journey with birth control, just full transparency. When I was 14 years old, I had pretty bad acne. It wasn't Accutane level, but it was mostly just little bumps, textures everywhere. I was super insecure about it, hated growing up with it, obviously, as everyone does. And so when I was 14, I went to a dermatologist. They tried some topical things, didn't work. But I kid you not, maybe only 6 months after. So it's not like we tried that many things. As one does in Western medicine, immediately thought, let me put you on birth control at 14. So I immediately get put on the pill. And of course, my acne got better. So I thought, oh, this is exactly what I should do, right? Yep. And it fluctuated, and I think due to stress and my lifestyle and different times and being so competitive and everything, it started to flare up at different times in my life again. And then in college, I ended up also going on spironolactone. So I was on birth control and spironolactone at the same time, very common. Then post-college, I, had been on birth control for over a decade at this point, and I thought to myself, I would like to just see, who am I without birth control? And I wasn't ever on a birth control with a very high hormonal dosage, but still, I just hate the fact that it's so common and normalized for women to just grow up on birth control.
And we really are the first generation that was prescribed that at 14 years old.
Totally. For acne, I'm like, there has to be a better solution. And so I just wanted to see what I was like without it. So I went off of it at 24 for about, I would say 3 months, had the most painful periods of my life. I specifically remember my boyfriend at the time, I went to Universal Studios and it was debilitating pain. I had to make him leave because I was so uncomfortable and it was just horrible. My acne started breaking out again. And then I booked the tour and I knew I was going to be traveling for the next 2 years straight. And I thought to myself, no way do I want to deal with these hormonal shifts, these changes in my body. So I just thought, let me just go right back on the pill I was on. It's going to be easy. My body knows. And at least I know how it will react. It's a baseline for me, which sucks that that's the baseline, but it was. Went back on it. And now post tour, I decided, I want to switch things up. I want to try to be better. And I thought, I've been doing a lot of research. I've heard a lot about IUDs. I didn't feel comfortable enough to not be on anything. However, this whole experience has just been freaking horrible.
You also just got your IUD.
I did about a month ago. So it's brand new for me. The insertion was the worst thing I've ever experienced. I would never wish that on my worst enemy. I hope I never have to go through it again. I mean, they last about 5 years, so I would hope by then I'm thinking about having kids.
Yeah. And then
but yeah,
through childbirth.
Like, yay. But yeah, hormonal acne is going crazy right now. You guys probably can't tell, but just know if you're going through it, you're not alone. This is so common.
And acne is like, we think about it way more than anybody else thinks about it.
Absolutely.
I'm not looking at your face and looking at any hormonal breakouts, but you go to the mirror and you say,
immediately,
oh my gosh.
I'm like, it's the size of my whole face. And I'm immediately thinking about it.
Right.
And I just have to say, I have so much respect for Alex Earl. We've talked about this because with someone like that who has such a huge platform, who everybody looks at as, oh my gosh, she's stunning. She's so gorgeous. She's this person. Look at her life.
Her work ethic.
I want to be her. And she openly talks about her journey with acne all the time.
Right.
And I just have so much respect for that because so many people go through it. And now I think to myself, when I look in the mirror and I get upset and I'm mad at how I look, I think, you know what? There's people out there like Alex Earl who have a huge platform. Everybody's looking at her and she openly talks about it. So why can't I?
Everybody is human. It's okay.
Yeah. So that's my journey right now. I'm currently going through it hormonally. But we're working on it. We're trying to normalize.
You need to give yourself time because you need to give your body time to adjust. From being on the pill for so long and then adjusting to something like an IUD. It's gonna take time. But the great thing is you have the time now to really listen to your body and you have the access to the tools to be able to make it better.
So
go to acupuncture, you know, go I don't know, but sauna or
eat
whatever.
Well, you know, fuel my body correctly, do the right workouts for my body that make me feel good.
And this perspective shift always helped me. When you are dealing with this, it is your body telling you something that is going on in the inside. So how amazing that it is that we get to listen to that and that it tells us. Otherwise, we wouldn't know.
I also heard from my esthetician that your skin basically cycles in 3-month periods.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
whatever is happening on your skin is a reflection of what you went through 3 months prior. And I always found that really fascinating. And then I think to myself, it kind of makes sense. Like the times in my life where I was most stressed or traveling a lot or doing a lot or just not really taking care of myself. Then 3 months later, my skin is like... And that's what it's doing right now.
But it's okay.
But it's okay, guys.
You are your own
I'm embracing
worst critic. And it's part of womanhood.
It is.
Everybody has had some sort of skin issue.
Yeah.
Has been on. I honestly, most of my friends have been on some sort of skin medication.
Yeah.
If that's birth control, spironolactone, Accutane, including myself.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through that.
And you know what? Thank God for NARS Creamy Concealer.
Oh my gosh, you guys. If you're going to be influenced by anything on this podcast, it is NARS Creamy Concealer.
It's the pot concealer.
It is the best thing. And you've been using it since college.
Yeah, I've been using it forever. Yep. And Alex Earl uses it too. And I was like, yeah, girls, she gets it. Acne girls get it. It's the best concealer I've found to cover blemishes, yet doesn't make you feel super cakey.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You're just like, this is nice.
Right.
Yeah. So
NARS Creamy Concealer.
Love. And now it's your turn. Give it to us. Lauren's like, where do I begin?
Okay, well, I also got on birth control at 14. I started breaking out really bad. That's why they put me on. I also had really painful periods.
Yep.
In high school, I kept breaking out, really stressed, mood swings. I've talked about like my eating habits and disordered eating on here before, and I was really heavy in that in high school. Because when I ate like everyone else, I gained a lot of weight. Now I know it's because of my PCOS and my insane hormonal imbalance. But I didn't know that back then. I just knew, okay, I'm bloating a lot.
Yeah.
I have acne. My hair is low-key falling out. I don't really know what to do. And I'm 15. So what the hell do I do? So what do? I go on Accutane.
Typical.
I only went on Accutane once, cleared up my skin. I think I went on it senior year of high school.
Okay. Did you get the really dry lips? I heard that's like a super common.
Oh my gosh. I got
super dry.
the worst nosebleeds.
Ooh.
It's so bad. I would wake up from it and I would just see it like covered my pillow. My mom will tell you it was like I was stabbed. Like it was insane. So
damn.
Yeah, I got really dry lips, nosebleeds, and no one knew that I was on Accutane. I was very, very insecure about my acne, and I didn't tell even my closest friends that I went on Accutane because I just didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to even admit that I had that problem, you know? But I went on Accutane. It got better. Then it's like putting a Band-Aid on. You just cover up the problem.
Slapping the problem.
And I had consistently been on birth control too. And mind you go to pick up your birth control a lot of the times, and they'll tell you, insurance changed it over to a different one.
I hate it when they do that.
But it's the same formula.
It's not.
And it messed up my body.
The inactive ingredients are different.
Right.
And they don't talk about that. It's different.
Yeah. My body in high school, when I really think about it, one year, like my boobs got really big, or I got really, really skinny because of it, or my skin got okay, and then my skin got really bad. And it was just always these really, really big fluctuations, high highs, low lows, just all over the place.
Yeah.
And then I got to college, and I started feeling horrible pains. My junior year, and I was throwing up because my cramps were so bad.
I remember this.
This is when we lived together.
Yep.
And then I went to the hospital one time because I just couldn't bear the pain anymore. And they took the intervaginal ultrasounds are actually
I hope I never experience.
No, you will. When you have like,
I mean, the IUD is bad enough. I'm like, shoot.
Intervaginal ultrasounds suck.
Yeah.
So they did one, and they saw that I just had a bunch of ovarian cysts. And that's what it was hurting, is they kept popping. And I met with a specialist at Cedars-Sinai, and she said, you're kind of giving signs of endometriosis, so we need to do a laparoscopy to see what's going on in there.
Yeah.
So I had a surgery. I had a laparoscopy. They went in through my belly button and made incisions, two on each side.
Yeah.
And took out these really big ovarian cysts. Oof. And then I also had adhesions over my intestines.
Whoa.
So they had to cut them out, and that's what was like cramping. Like there was a web over my intestines.
Oh my God.
No.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. So they cut them out.
Okay.
I had to go to pelvic floor dysfunction physical therapy.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, so what gives you pain is when you ovulate. So we're going to put you on a birth control pill that when you're not going to ovulate and you're not going to get your period.
Yep.
So for about 4 years, I didn't ovulate and get my period.
Wow.
And it was just kind of a Band-Aid. And I was still breaking out here and there of going spironolactone. But my symptoms were a little bit better in terms of pain. But I was still fluctuating with weight. I was still having really bad eating habits. There was no solution really to anything.
I hate that.
No, so bad. Then COVID hit, and I just kind of sat with myself, much like you did when you went off the pill.
Yeah.
And said, what is my body trying to tell me?
Yeah.
I just had this feeling that I needed to get off birth control from me, because I thought to myself, okay, when I want to have a baby one day.
Right.
And my mom struggled heavily with infertility. What's going to happen? I never can ovulate? That's when you're most fertile. Like, what do I do?
Also, I think guys don't understand this, but there's this level of, there's a curiosity where you think to yourself, what am I like without this?
Yep.
I just want to know, especially for those of us like Lauren and I who've been on it since we were 14.
And you're taking a synthetic hormone pill every single day.
Yeah.
What is that doing to you? And why isn't it researched more?
Yeah. For example, when I got off of it for those 3 months and I met my ex at the time, but it was so funny because my mom said to me, you know, he's completely different from all the other guys you've dated. And she thinks, hear me out. She thinks I was attracted to him because I was not on birth control at the time that I met him.
Wow.
And so my hormones weren't controlling how I viewed him. And that freaks me out. I'm like, no way. How does it change your personality and affect your choices? We don't know.
I've heard of that. I've heard of like the smells.
If you... the pheromones.
The pheromones. I've heard of somebody being with their boyfriend and then breaking up because they can't stand the smell of him afterwards.
Yeah. They become unattracted. There's the vice versa. You are attracted to certain people and then you lose attraction if you go off of it. It's so interesting.
So interesting. Yeah.
And we don't even know anything about that.
No, we don't. But it's very real.
Very.
In our experiences, for sure. Yeah. I forget where I was at in my story.
You had endometriosis.
So, yes.
They slapped you on birth control again.
Slapped me on birth control again. Okay, yeah. So when I was... So 2021, I decided, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going off birth control. Did I do it cold turkey and I shouldn't have done it that way? And maybe I could have saved a lot of energy and time and tears if I went with the doctor? Yes. But I decided I'm done with birth control. Done with it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. That was a crazy year. I've never broken out so bad in my life. Even when I went on Accutane in high school, it wasn't even that bad.
Wow.
Not as bad as it. I thought I had to go back on Accutane.
Right.
My hair was falling out in chunks.
My goodness.
My weight was fluctuating. I had the, asked my boyfriend at the time, I had the craziest mood swings. The craziest. And funny enough, I actually, in a very friendly way, hung out with the boyfriend that I had at the time again recently.
Yeah.
And I was telling him about all of this, and he goes, oh, yeah, no, this makes so much sense.
Wow.
Like, this is what you were going through.
Explains everything.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. that was definitely...
That tracks.
Yeah. I was like, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
But I did have crazy mood swings. I felt like I couldn't control it. And it felt like my body was all over the place. It was also COVID times. I was in clippers. I had to wear a mask to dance. So that didn't help my acne at all.
The masks really did not help us.
Pretty much my whole first season of clippers, I wore a mask on the court dancing.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Hated that time.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Never want to go back. So that happened. Then I kind of covered it up with spironolactone again.
Yep.
And
slapping a Band-Aid.
I wasn't really seeing a doctor, but I kind of was able to cover it up. Then, literally this past August, again, I just start getting the worst pains. And I woke, and thank goodness, like God was really looking out for me when this happened, because he knew that I needed to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Lauren, go to the freaking doctor. And this was my wake-up call. Woke up one night, I thought I had appendicitis because the pain was so horrific.
Yeah.
Like, truly, I couldn't breathe properly. There's no way. So my parents, funny enough, were in Europe at the time, so they weren't even there. My brother drove me to the hospital. I stayed there. They did a bunch of scans to see if it was appendicitis. It wasn't. And then they said, oh, it's probably hormonal. And I was like, fuck. And then they said, we can give you birth control and morphine.
Oh, thanks.
I said,
golly.
Problems are solved.
Give me some morphine. That's crazy.
And I started crying. I said, no. I feel like I'm right back to where I was when I was in college. I want neither of those things.
Has to be.
I said, I want to go to Sprouts and get some good food. And I want to go to a real doctor.
Yeah.
And I took it so far where I went home and I posted on my Instagram story. And I said, does anyone have a holistic-based hormone doctor in LA? Someone from my high school responded. I found this amazing doctor. She's the #1 ranked fertility specialist that also has a holistic approach. So she kind of does Eastern medicine testing. So it's very in-depth. But she also has a Western medicine practice. So that takes insurance.
Perfect.
Amazing. So I went to her, and immediately she goes, sounds like you have PCOS.
Oh, immediately.
Of course.
Instantly knew.
I go, oh.
Duh.
Oh, yeah, I probably do.
Yeah.
And then we did some
And this was recent, mind you.
This was in August, and right now it's June, so almost a year ago at this point.
Oh, wow. I feel like we just had that conversation yesterday where you were saying that
give me a year.
Found out. Yeah.
Give me a year.
Look at you now.
Oh, I'm doing better.
You are. It's a journey.
It's a journey. So, yeah, she did blood work. Yep. She did an ultrasound. And she was the first one to ever say, this is what a normal ovary looks like. And this is what your ovaries look like.
Oh, joy.
I've never, of all of the freaking inner vaginal ultrasounds I've had done, I've never had someone break it down like that.
Yeah.
And it made sense. And then it didn't make me feel so freaking crazy.
Right.
Or I was like, oh.
This explains everything.
Yes, she said, I got into this line of work because I understand how hormones run your life.
They really do.
They do. I get chills talking about it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like we all have been through it. Even if you have PCOS or not, or have gone on an IUD and experiencing that hormonal effect.
Yeah.
We all deal with it. And why don't we talk about it? And
I don't know.
And why isn't it researched enough?
Yeah, that's the hard part is I feel like we're just starting to even barely scratch the surface on women's health. And also there's no alternatives given.
Right.
So you're in the situation of birth control and you're talking to your partner and it's like, okay, why can't you do something about it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm sorry, but if men were in our shoes.
Right.
It would be the most researched topic in the freaking world.
Yeah.
They would have that down packed. They get a week off of work when they're on their period. Please. But to that point, too, it's even progressed from when our parents were our age.
For sure.
Because my mom definitely had PCOS or something.
And didn't know it.
She went through it in terms of her fertility. And
I
remember talking to her after, and I was like, didn't you feel crazy?
Yeah.
She goes, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was either like you're pregnant or you're not.
Right.
And that's it.
It's kind of similar to how my mom with her autoimmune, when she was first going to doctors, they just wanted to give her prednisone for the rest of her life.
Oh my God, my mom was on that. It blows you up.
And my mom said no. She was like, I refuse to be put on prednisone. There's so many other side effects to that. I refuse. And that's when she started seeing naturopaths. And it's just, it really opens your eyes when you learn about this other side of medicine and the holistic approach that Western medicine, although necessary, and although there are times where, of course, you need it, but it's corrupt. And a lot of it has to do with big pharma and making money and selling medications.
So my sister-in-law, she works for a company that's based in Germany and France.
Yeah.
But she works a lot with American companies, and she's in big pharma. And she basically, I forget exactly. I'm not going to say what she does because I don't even fully know it. But she knows about that industry. And she was saying, doctors will get a certain bonus if they prescribe a certain medication. And Adderall, funny enough, is the number one leading.
I believe it.
They'll get the biggest bonus based off of how much Adderall they prescribe.
Yeah. Most things in this world are based off of money. And
really
when you realize that, you're like,
it's a really,
oof, that sucks.
It's a really fun, it's sad because it is helpful and necessary.
Yes.
And I think birth control itself was a really big step for women.
Yeah.
Because you have the option.
Yes.
But let's get the option and let's get the proper knowledge and not just being funded to make money and that you don't know what you're putting into your body. I want to know.
I just encourage people to, if you feel like something's off, trust your gut. Listen to your body. Actually, go see a natural doctor. Start looking at the foods you're eating, what you're putting in your body. There's other solutions besides just slapping yourself on a medication for the rest of your life or however long.
Right.
And, ask the questions.
Yeah.
Be critical. Criticize the doctors. Think about things.
If you decide, okay, based off of how I feel and my knowledge behind this medication, that this is best for me.
Yep.
Great. There is you should use it because that's what you're deciding for yourself.
Yeah. Love it.
I know.
Well, and that's our stories. And that's our hormonal stories.
And so right now I am off birth control completely. I've been off of it since I went off of it.
Yeah. Jealous.
And then I take I'm on a testosterone cream. I'm on a progesterone pill. I'm on a lot of different supplements that are estrogen detox because that's what I needed. And I go in every 3 months for blood work to see where I'm at.
Yeah. And I found out recently that I have high testosterone, which makes a lot of sense. And I just got put on an IUD. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But so far, mediocre.
If you're having these signs and, you're feeling crazy, check your hormones.
Yeah. And we're with you.
Because you can also, in terms of acne, I remember I bought the amount of money that I spent on products or treatments or different dermatologists. And really all I had to do was check my hormones.
Yeah.
That was it.
Find the answers.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, chatties.
Thanks, guys.
As always.
Let's do our research. Yeah. We're in it together.
Be critical thinkers.
Be critical thinkers in what you're putting into your body.
We're here for you.
Cheers.
And we love you. Cheers. See you on the next one. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you had a great chat. Lo and Nat can't wait to have you back.